Hi there. If you have a Google business profile and you want to be able to automate how you respond or reply to reviews that are left on your account automatically using ChatGPT and Zapier, you're in the right place. So, my name is Brent Harkins. I am the CMO of Cardinal Concepts. We are a marketing agency that specializes in legal marketing because we're built from our very own law firm. So I discovered a really cool way to use OpenAI, ChatGPT, to respond to Google reviews in just a couple quick steps. So the reason that you want to set this up is because Google looks at your business profile and uses three metrics to analyze your performance and where you're going to rank in local search results. It's your relevance, your distance, and your prominence. And prominence is really the one we're looking to affect with this. You can help increase your prominence by replying to all of the positive reviews. So let's get right into it. What you are going to need beyond a Google Business Profile account is a Zapier account, and you will need at least the starter level subscription, which is $20 a month at the time of recording this. That allows you to have multiple step automations. So the first thing to get this moving is just go ahead and create a Zap. I'm going to go ahead and title this so that we can effectively manage it moving forward. I work within Colorado Legal Group as well, and so we just opened an office in Colorado Springs. So I'm going to say this is for our new Colorado Springs office. Google Business Profile Review, and we are making a ChatGPT response. So that just helps with your organization. So what starts this Zap is the initial trigger, and that's where you will find within Google. So they are still using Google My Business at this time. They've rebranded to Google Business Profile, so don't let that be confusing. But the event is new review, so that's the only one that was available. Go ahead, continue. If you're already logged into your account, it should pull it up. If not, you'll just have to log in and get that created. So for location, since we do have multiple law firms under our ownership, I know it is our Colorado Springs location, and I'm going to go ahead, test this trigger, make sure that the connection is set up correctly, and yes, I can see this real live information that they were able to pull from our Google Business Profile. So let's continue with that. The next step is optional, I will say, but I think it's a really important step to include within this automation, and it's adding a filter. Now, in the legal space, even when you provide the highest level of legal services, sometimes, the case isn't going to go your way. The judge might rule with opposing counsel. You might just not get the exact settlement or conclusion that your client's looking for, and it opens up the door to potential negative reviews, and we really want to manage those on a one-to-one basis, not with an automated response. So I'm going to say that there is a requirement that the number rating is, let's say, equal or higher, greater than, we can say greater than, and if you want to put in 3, meaning it's a 4 or 5-star review, that feels like someone that is happy with your services, and just replying with a generic response will be adequate. 3 or lower, you probably want to comment personally and probably even reach out one-to-one. So going to continue with that filter. And then the next step within the automations is the OpenAI component. That's the parent company of ChatGPT. And you might need to do some setup in advance of this. So in order to execute, you will need to go to openai.com. If you don't already have an account, create an account, log in. That gives you access to ChatGPT, DALL-E, and API. And within the API, you'll need to make sure that you have billing set up, because it will cost you to generate these responses, and you will need to have the API key created. So at this time right now, it only costs 1 cent a review. So that's a good use of, time and money. And you will create an event, and that event is going to be send prompt. So scroll down, send prompt, continue, choose your account. Like I said, if you are already logged in, you should be able to just have it. If you need to connect, it's pretty straightforward, and that's where that API call comes from. So since I've already done this before, I have my information. I'm going to continue. Now, this is where we get into some of the pieces of information that you need to be considerate about. So the first thing that asks you is the model. The Text DaVinci 003 is their latest. That has the highest quality of writing that's currently available, so I would recommend using that. The prompt. Now, this is where it is up to you. I think that you can create a pretty simple response that has the necessary details to get a really high quality response back from ChatGPT. So I'm going to say, respond to this Google review. Do not include an explanation of why or what you are saying. That means that they won't go into the details about how it was created. We want to keep it very basic. This was then here's something that's kind of cool. You go in to your original trigger with the Google My Business. You find the number rating, so you can say this was a 5-star rating left by, and then you can put in their name so that ChatGPT can reference that information within their response. And then I'm going to finish this up saying, for the Colorado Legal Group office in Colorado Springs. Finally, I'm just going to go one line down, and that is where you can put in the comment. So that is your prompt that's being sent to ChatGPT through OpenAI. Temperature is on a scale of 0 to 1. We find that the default of 0.7 is totally adequate. Maximum length, I like to say 750. That keeps it, relatively short, sweet, to the point. You can certainly go longer if you feel necessary, or less. We do not need any stop sequences, meaning that you can go ahead and say, do not return based off of this, things like that. Top P, frequency, penalty, and presence penalty of 100. Defaults, all fine for this execution. Continue. We can go ahead, and if you want to test it, it will actually send it to ChatGPT. I encourage testing this because this is usually the one that you might get hung up on if your API key is not set up correctly. As we can see, got the green check mark right there, meaning that it worked correctly. I'm going to add another optional step, but I also think this is an important one. It is the built-in tool of the delay. So if someone leaves a review and the response is posted immediately, they're going to know right away that this was an automated response. Might not make them feel great, especially if you have a personal attorney-to-client relationship like we do and like our clients for Cardinal Concepts have. So I like to create a delay for, I generally put in about 93 minutes. I find just over an hour and a half, and not an exact time of 30, 60, 90 works out nicely. So we can go ahead and continue if you'd like to test, but this one is also straightforward. You will see that this did not work. Oh, ran successfully. Okay, so we can retest. Let's just double check. And then the reason that it didn't show before was because there wasn't a next action. So we are now looking to connect this actually to your Google Business Profile, the final step in this setup. So once again, you are searching for Google, and remember they call it Google My Business, which is the dated name. Event is going to create reply. So you will then go in, assuming that you've already been connected, your information will show up. Review name. This is important. So you will open up the new review in Google My Business, and then you will see this review name from the data that was initially returned, and you'll be looking for the accounts / and then a long number. That's the one that you want to connect. Your reply is where we go down and we find that ChatGPT response. So as you can see, this was the one that was auto-populated. We can go ahead, we can continue. Now, I am not going to test this step. I do encourage people to do so. The reason I'm not doing it is because I've already replied to this person manually. So your response will actually be updated with the new reply that ChatGPT created if you do test. So I'm going to go ahead, skip test, because I have already spoken with that person. But it allows me to then finalize with going ahead and publishing. And at that point, just a few moments later, it is now published live and you are good to go. So we find this to be a really great use of AI. So if you are thinking about what more can I do with ChatGPT than just putting in prompts and generating content and things like that, this is a pretty powerful tool. And by integrating with Zapier and Google Business Profile, you can save yourself the time and hassle of responding to your positive reviews on Google Business Profile and automating that using ChatGPT. So if you have any questions about reputation management, automations, AI, Cardinal Concepts is a full-service marketing agency to law firms, and we would love to speak with you. So check out our website, www.cardinalconcepts.com, and we hope that you found this helpful.